We're approaching the scene of a massacre. Hazreti Ahmici, a farmer from the village of Ahmici, shows us where she found around a dozen bodies in her house.
This is the cellar. There were heads, bones and other body parts lying here. There was blood here. Do you see the bullet marks? Here. Here. And here. They were standing here. This is where they fell.
April the 16th, 1993. The murderers came at dawn, masked soldiers from the Bosnian Croat army. They left the Bosnian Croats unharmed, but killed all the Muslims who weren't able to flee in time. It was one of the single most savage examples of ethnic cleansing seen in the Balkans. The local mosque was among the buildings destroyed. 16 years later, the minaret once again towers over Ahmici. A monument has been built to remember the 116 people killed in the massacre. 2 of them were hiding here, says Hazreti Ahmici and her husband Hussein. The couple were able to flee the massacre together with their children, but Hussein's parents were murdered in their home.
My father's body was lying on the stairs where it was burned by the flames. He was murdered first, then they set the house on fire and his body was charred.
Many of the houses destroyed in the massacre have yet to be rebuilt. Many of the families who fled at that time have never returned. The Ahmici family came back in 1998. They rebuilt the house to honor their parents who were murdered. Now there are 3 generations living in the house. Life has returned to the Ahmici family home. Today, Bosnian Croats and Bosnian Muslims once again live side by side in Ahmici, but things have changed.
La ilaha illallah.
The Muslim community has once again swelled to over 400 people, although on this hot afternoon, few have answered the call to prayer. But many of the old wounds have never been healed. Rudin Petsa lost 23 members of his family, including his parents. He cannot forgive the Bosnian Croats in the village.
If it was someone from outside the village who was responsible, there still had to be someone who showed them which ones were our homes. And if our neighbors are honest, they could have said something. They could have warned us. They are guilty because they didn't warn us.
We move to The Hague. The International Criminal Tribunal for the former Yugoslavia has tried and convicted a number of those responsible for the massacre in Ahmici, including Tiomir Blaškić, a commander of Bosnian Croat forces. He was sentenced to 9 years in prison. Dario Kordic, then a leading political figure in the Bosnian Croat community, got 25 years in prison.
Of 25 years of imprisonment.
And Drago Josipovic, a former soldier with the Bosnian Croat army, was sentenced to 12 years in prison. But Josipovic was released after 8 years and today lives once again back in Ahmici. He says he's the victim of a miscarriage of justice. A number of Bosnian Muslims also believe he is innocent. Alida Rajic heads up an independent research institute in Sarajevo. She's long sought to find out more about what happened on that fateful day. She persuades Josipovic to give an interview on camera.
I don't just feel innocent, I am innocent. I never even considered running away. Many people fled when they were indicted. But I stayed here right up to the last day.
The sentence that he got is as it is. If he did do something, then he won't be able to sleep anyway.
In many ways, Ahmici seems just like any other village in central Bosnia, but Croats and Muslims are rarely seen here together.
There's no love between us anymore. We may talk on the street, but we don't visit each other in our homes like we used to.
Ironically, it's Drago Josipovic who takes us to a place where Muslims and Croats can be found together, working in a strawberry field.
Are you a mixed group?
Yes, we are.
What are you?
Muslim.
But this field belongs to a Croat.
Yes.
You will get equal pay?
Yes, you get paid for what you harvest.
One Bosnian Croat says it's economic necessity that has drawn the two ethnic groups together.
What can I say? We're all working for money and all want to earn something. They have to eat, I have to eat. We have to live from something. That's the way it is.
We continue our search for any signs of reconciliation here in the village. Finally, we meet this Muslim family. Their 18-year-old son, Harun, has a Bosnian Croat friend.
What do you do?
Sometimes play football together.
Do you talk about what happened?
No.
We just want to look forward, he says, not sure of his English. The young people are the future in Ahmici. Perhaps shared community life between Bosnian Muslims and Croats will one day be restored here, but probably only when the memory of that terrible day begins to fade.